If you can only ride one region of the Alps, should it be the Central Alps with their legendary passes or the wild, rugged West Alps? Imagine switchbacks curling through mountains, tunnels cutting through solid rock, peaks rising above the clouds and tiny cafes perched on the roadside. By the end of this video, you know exactly which one should be your first pick, depending on your riding style and the time you have and how much adventure you're after. The Central Alps are what most riders picture when they think of alpine motorcycling. It's the classic postcard of Europe. This region is home to over 30 of the top 50 alpine passes, including the legendary Stelvio. What makes it so special? It's the perfect combination of technical riding challenges, silky smooth tarmac and jaw-dropping views that make every single corner unforgettable. Imagine this, you're weaving through hairpin bends while towering peaks close in around you. Snow still lines parts of the road even though it's the middle of summer. At every stop there's a perfectly kept alpine village, complete with wooden balconies, hanging flower baskets and the smell of strong espresso drifting out of a tiny cafe. Geographically, we're talking about the middle of the Alps as you see them on the map. That means the majority of Switzerland, the northern ridge of Italy and parts of Austria to the west. This single region holds the highest density of high-altitude alpine passes. The Dolomites alone give you the chance to ride as many as 10 of the top 50 passes in just a single day if you plan a route right. Now let's turn into the wild side of the Alps, into the West Alps. This region is home to the very highest paved passes in the entire range. Many of these roads climb well above the tree line, revealing the stark, captivating beauty of a bare mountain landscape. Right here, and you'll quickly realize this is where the Alps feel truly untamed. What I love most about the West Alps is how untouched they feel. Sure, there are famous passes that draw crowds during the peak summer, but just as often you'll find yourself on a stretch of road that feel like they were built just for you. I've had moments riding here where it seemed like I had the entire mountain to myself. The road endlessly winding ahead, silence all around, nothing but the hum of the engine and the echo of the exhaust bouncing off sheer cliffs. Geographically, the West Alps stretch wider than you might expect. They cover all of the Alpine regions in France, spill into parts of western Switzerland and dip into some sections of northern Italy. The heart of the region is French, and many of the great routes extend all the way down to where the mountains meet the Mediterranean coast. The variety here is extraordinary. It's home to giants like the Col de l'Iseran, the highest paved pass in the Alps. Col de Galibier and Col d'Izoard are equally legendary. But the West Alps aren't just about height. They also feature canyons like the Dalouis and Verdon that slice deep into the rock, offering breathtaking rides through narrow gorges of red stone. And then there are the balcony roads, some of the most unique rides anywhere in Europe. Think about the Comte de Laval road, a narrow ribbon carved directly into the cliff face with sheer drops plunging hundreds of meters beneath you. These are roads born from historical engineering masterpieces, combining adrenaline and spectacle in equal measure. When it comes to the actual riding experience, these regions couldn't feel more different. The Central Alps are smooth, welcoming and tourist-friendly. Reliable infrastructure is always close at hand. Hotels, fuel, restaurants. You never ride far without options. The roads invite you with their perfect surface and effortless flow. The West Alps, on the other hand, demand more from you. Roads can vary in quality, amenities are fewer and the sense of exploration is bigger. Some surfaces can be patchy with the occasional bumpy section that keeps you on your toes. But that's part of the rawness. It feels like you've been set free to chase adventure through landscapes that still feel untamed. The scenery tells two very different stories. The Central Alps are iconic, glaciers framing a ride, famous viewpoint and landscapes that feel like they were made for cameras. Every angle is picture perfect, almost theatrical in how beautiful it's arranged. The West Alps deliver something altogether different. They go wide, wild and raw. Broader panoramas, jagged ridge lines, and passes that feel they've been built to test your limits. It's less staged beauty, more raw majesty. The landscape doesn't just sit there to be admired, it surrounds you, almost overwhelms you. It's really an experience of moods. The Central Alps wrap you in serene, ordered beauty, while the West Alps hit you with powerful, rugged majesty that reminds you the mountains are vast and untamed. The culture experience offers two distinct flavors. In the Central Alps, you roll through flawless Swiss mountain towns where cafes run with clockwork precision. Everything is orderly, everything works perfectly. The villages feel like they've been polished to perfection. The West Alps lean into French and Italian charm. Picture rustic mountain refuges, hearty cheese and wine, homemade pasta at the end of a long day in the saddle. The stops feel more authentic, less polished, but rich with character and local flavor. This is where the practical considerations come into play. The Central Alps are easier to reach and better for shorter trips. Passes and towns sit close together, which makes trip planning simple. Geneva, Zurich, Milan, Munich, they all put you just hours away from the world-famous riding loops. But this accessibility also attracts bigger crowds during the peak season. The West Alps often take longer to access depending on your starting point, they feel more remote, and you want to plan ahead to secure accommodation in certain areas. Because of their position, reaching them can mean extra travel time, so it's best to give yourself an extra few days. But that remoteness brings rewards. A riding adventure that feels unspoiled and stripped back to the essentials. Both regions share similar riding seasons, mid-June to late September. However, the West Alps' highest passes tend to open later and close earlier due to snow. The upside? Even during Europe's busiest summer months, the West Alps often feel peaceful and uncrowded, since much of the infrastructure caters to winter sports rather than summer tourism. So, Central or West? The answer really depends on who you are as a rider. Newcomers and those short in time should go Central first. It's iconic, accessible, and delivers all the classic alpine images you've dreamed of. Whether you're a seasoned rider looking to test your limits or someone chasing pure riding bliss, the Central Alps offers both in abundance. Adventure seekers, seasoned travelers, and those wanting the road less traveled might feel right at home choosing the West Alps as their first foray. If you crave untamed adventure and you don't mind the extra effort in planning and travel, the West Alps deliver one of the most rewarding experiences you can have on two wheels. Whichever you choose first, here's the truth, you'll eventually ride both, because no motorcyclist ever stops at just one taste of the Alps. That's the addictive beauty of riding here. Each region offers something the other cannot. Precision versus wildness, accessibility versus remoteness, order versus raw adventure. So subscribe for more deep dive breakdowns of Europe's greatest motorcycle roads and tell me in the comments, Central Alps or West Alps, where would you go first?